Good morning, beloveds. Um, I think it's Thursday. Pretty sure it's Thursday. Cause I went for a run today, and you know, and this is with anything, life in general. Some runs are good, some runs are okay, and some runs are awful. And today, I had an awful run. Um, my alarm went off, my cat went off. I got up, I plugged in my phone so that I would have the juice to do this and get through the day. And as I'm plugging in my phone, it starts to rain, and I'm like, well, okay. I'm gonna just get dressed as if I'm gonna be able to go for this run. And so I think 25 minutes later, we were ready to go for the run. And it had stopped raining. So we went ahead and went for the run, and we get out there and the streets are wet and the humidity's really high, and I'm just like, and it's not exactly cool. I mean, it's in the low 70s, but it was just, but I got it done. I got it done. And some days that's all we can ask of ourselves is we do things because they're good for us. And they're not fun while we're doing them, but they're good for us, and we feel better afterwards. And that's really what this run was today, because I did not enjoy running today. I felt like I was running through molasses. I just felt slow. And I know that I slowed down about a little more than halfway through, because Tom was running with me, and then I hit the point that I was running too slow, and he got a little ahead of me. And I was just like, okay, clearly I'm fighting this run today. And the music was good, but it just wasn't enough. But now that the run is done, I'm glad I did it. So this is where I'm at today. It's like I did not enjoy anything about the run, but I'm glad I did it. And I know that if I hadn't gotten out there and run, if I had let the rain, it rained for like 5 minutes. If I had let that if I had let that steal my time so that I didn't do the run, I'd have felt bad. And then sometimes you just gotta act as if, and then go do. And even if it's hard while you're doing it, do it, because when you're done, you'll feel better. That's my take on today. Let's see what Ernest Holmes has to say today. It is May 14th. And our Bible quote today is Psalm 25:15. Really need a magnifying glass for this. The bifocals or trifocals are not enough. Mine eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. I think I might have to go look that psalm up. Okay. All right. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know what it means, but I'm like, I'd like to read that in context. What else was he talking about in that psalm? I think that they said the Psalms are generally attributed to either Solomon or David, or maybe both. I really do want to go see what that context is on that one. All right. I now withdraw my thoughts from the world of confusion and realize that in the one universal mind, which is the mind of God, there is quietude, peace, order. This is reality. A word I can't pronounce. Not reality, quietude. It matters not that in the shadow world of form, there is a sense of futility. I know that life is real, worthwhile. I know that no effort towards unity with which that which is real, that which is true is ever lost. I enter deeply into peace and feel its strength and power. I know that here, in this consciousness of reality, is the supply for my every need, physical, mental, or spiritual, and I accept that supply in deepest gratitude. I am thankful that this is the way life fulfills my needs through the doorway of my inner self, and I am thankful that I know how to use this perfect law. I come to this great fountain of supply in the very center of my being to absorb that for which I have need, mentally and physically, and I am fulfilled with a joyous sense of reality of that which I desire. As I am filled with reality, I permit it to flow into my world of thought and action, knowing that it brings peace and harmony and order all around me. It flows out into the lives I touch. Where I am, there is peace, order, joy, harmony, for I am one with reality. Yeah. Again, I'm gonna go look the SOM up, and I'm going to, okay. Let's start with I withdraw my thoughts from the world of confusion. The world can be a very confusing place because it is full of mixed messages, and yeah. I mean, I mean, all you have to do is watch the evening news, and it's like, it's really awful and it's really good, and it's like the news is trying to tell us the absolute worst, but then they want to lighten it up with these bright moments. And honestly, what you see on the news isn't the reality for most people walking around. In the experience of this virus that we are dealing with, there are a number of people that have not been personally touched by the virus, meaning you haven't had it and you don't know anybody that has. And so when you listen to the news, you're like, but this isn't my reality. And so it's confusing. You're touched by the ripple effects, the shopping and the jobs and, all of that. And so it's just confusing, and we don't know what to do, and we don't know how best, and honestly, everybody's doing the best that they can. Everybody is doing the best that they can. And so Ernest, in that first line, is reminding us that sometimes, a lot of times, what we need to do is withdraw from the confusion of, and he calls it the shadow world of form, because this isn't our real home. Now, do not take that to mean that heaven is where we're, well, hang on. I don't want that to sound like what it was about to sound like. If we get so focused on the next world, then we forget to take care of this world. But what we have to remember is what Jesse says, is that we're not from here. We are here, and we are here to learn and to express and to grow. And then when it is our time, we move on to the next existence, whatever that looks like, because honestly, none of us know. We catch glimpses of it. If you've heard the Sermon on the Mount from Ernest Holmes, you can hear in that recording where he caught a glimpse of the next existence. But sometimes we have to leave behind what the world of form is telling us and go back to the unity of one, to realize that there is something bigger than us that pervades us, that is flowing through us, that if we will allow it, will inform us of what's going on. Or, no, not what's going on, but who we are and how we can interact with what's going on. I've seen a meme a couple of times and it says, I am your pastor, but I've never pastored anybody through a pandemic, so bear with me as I learn how to do this. And that's, if every minister is feeling that. Every minister is feeling that right now. We don't know what to tell you other than to tell you that we're here with you, that we're listening, that we love you, we're doing what we can, and to remind you that it will be okay. And I'm going to use the word cliche. The old cliche is, it'll be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the end. So, that's where we are. The confusing world of form. And so, yeah, I just declined a call from my boss. This will be fun. So what we need to do is withdraw from the world of confusion and go back to the life with capital L that is real, the spirit, and know and be here in the consciousness of that reality, and know that reality, that consciousness can supply all of our needs through us. We have to treat and move our feet, and then accept the supply with deepest gratitude. And remember, we treat for what we want, what we need, what we're asking for. We don't get to decide on the how. Sometimes we have to say, this is what I need, and then accept how it comes to us. And if the only prayer you say is thank you, it will be enough. Meister Eckhart. I come to this great fountain of supply in the very center of my being to absorb that for which I have need, mentally and physically. I am filled with a joyous sense of reality of that which I desire. So if I'm going to withdraw from the world of confusion and I'm going to go to the fountain of supply at the center of my being, what am I really looking for? And today I'm going to tell you, I'm looking for love. He's talked about it a lot. And right now, I think that is all we can do. Is love. We have got to love ourselves. We've got to love each other. We have got to love our way through, and I'm going to use the word nonsense. We have got to love our way through this nonsense. We've got to love our way through this confusion. And we've got to learn to have a loving response when it doesn't look like we expect it to look like. And if you're wondering, I'm talking to myself right now. We've got to learn to have a loving response when the world doesn't conform to the way we think it should be. As I am filled with reality, I permit it to flow into my world of thought and action, knowing that it brings peace and harmony and order all around me. If I allow it to flow through me and out, it flows into the lives that I touch. Where I am, there is peace, order, joy, and harmony, for I am one with reality. It's a tall order some days. It may be a tall order for me today, but being a minister, being a pastor, being a reverend, one of our jobs is to be that calm in the storm. And some days we're really good at it, And some days we're not. So forgive us on the days that we're not, because we're human too. But understand that just because I have an extra 3 letters in front of my name doesn't mean that I have all the answers. I endeavor to be that peace and that calm. And I encourage you to be that peace and calm, because the more little calms that we have in the storm, the wider that peace and calm will spread. So, I'm going to go back to the Bible quote that made me go, wait, what? Mine eyes are ever towards the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. If I focus on love, I'm not going to get caught up in the confusion of what's going on around me. There it is. I got it. All right. I'm going to go return the phone call to my boss. Y'all have a fantastic day. Thank you for being on with me, Cleopatra. I appreciate you. I'm a hot mess this morning. And it's an 80% chance of rain today. Make sure that you find a little bit of time to get out, get a face full or a lung full of fresh air, and make it a great day. Know that we are with you. Know that we love you. The email came out today with all of the classes. Even the ones that have started, you still have the opportunity to join the next class, because you have the first 2 classes. That's when you can join. So if there is a class going that you want to be in on, it's not too late. All right? Much love to all of you. Have a great day. Bye, beloveds.